All right. Good morning, everybody. Thursday morning. Early morning crypto talk time. Bitcoin Brandon from Los Angeles, California. Hope you guys are enjoying your Thursday morning so far. The week is almost over. Let's see, who do we have on the line so far? Penny Kyle. One of my old favorite people. What's going on, Penny? Loretta Dilworth. Bethany Gibbs. Mafoose. John Hammer. Now we've got an entire family from Puerto Rico on. Angel Nieves, Justice LeBron, and their little one, Junebug, Julie. I love it. Learning early. We've got Jalmar, Benita Nunez, Lance, Carl Davis, Asmaret, also like Carl from the UK, Nicholas, Shauna, Sharita. Now, as a disclaimer, I'm not a licensed financial advisor to be dispensing financial advice. I read the news, give my opinion, share suggestions, and it is up to you to make an informed, intelligent adult, or as Junebug is, young adult decision. 15? 15? I remember before you were 10. Now, there are 4 rules I live by to have success in the crypto space. Rule number 1, education is everything. Rule number 2, never invest money you cannot afford to lose. Rule number 3, always get your return on investment back as fast as possible. And rule number 4, where do you see yourself in 3 months, 6 months, a year from now? What's your game plan? What's your plan of action? Stay focused on it. Do not get distracted. There's so many things out here that can distract you. You have limited resources. Now, this isn't going to guarantee you success, but at least you will limit your risk. And that's the most we can ask for. And I'm actually amped up this morning. Today's the earliest I got up all freaking week at 8 o'clock. And I watched a video. Bouger sent me a video. And that video was about another guy. It's not part of our company or our network. But talking about GreenX, the mining. And it blew me away. It didn't really say information I didn't know. But I love hearing it, especially from another individual. Guy owns like well, not yet, but he owns enough machines that will give him over 100 million GreenX coins. There's going to be 50 billion in existence, but over 100 million. Do you know what, if it hits the exchange at just 1 cent, you realize what that is? What if it goes to 10 cents? 10 cents. That's $10 million. Oops, I wasn't supposed to say that. You do the math. You do the math. What if it goes to 30 cents? But anyways, I like how he broke down. He was talking about the value behind the coin, not just the coin itself, the technology behind it. And later on, I'll post that link in here for that. Actually, no, I'm going to create a new video where I'm going to share it. But let's start off the day with some crypto knowledge. I spend at least 3 to 4 hours a day continuing to educate myself on crypto. For those of you that's just getting started, that's why we have Cryptogenics, to teach you the basics of what this industry is all about, so you have a good foot in the door. I will not work with or invest with anybody who will not invest in their education. I shared last night, if you're just getting started, 2 things you can do to really have a jump start in this space. And the first thing you do is pull out that $300 and invest in your education for Cryptogenics. Number 2, buy yourself a GreenX mining machine. You do at least those 2 things, you're going to have a pretty good 2019. All right. Another thing you do, have a budget where you have, whether it's weekly or monthly, money set aside to put into the Bitcoin or altcoins that you're buying and you're holding. It's not get rich quick. You buy it and you hold, because you're building for the long-term investment. The value of the market is going to skyrocket. You want to ride that wave. So you don't have to be rich. You don't have to have $10,000. You can start with $50 and just every week or every month have a budget set aside that you put that amount in your own crypto portfolio and let it grow. All right, so let's see. First, we're going to start off with some international news. Geopolitics. We must cover that. You must know it, because what happens overseas can and will affect us here. And the first we're going to talk about is Iran. Iran inches closer to national cryptocurrency and plan to evade U.S. sanctions. Do you hear that right there? See, there are two reasons why the United States has remained dominant since World War I in the world, on the world stage. Two reasons. Number one, since we came out of World War II literally unscathed, we paid a heavy price, a price in people, in lives, but our infrastructure was not touched. We have two oceans and two countries, two oceans to our left and right, and Canada to our north and Mexico to the south. America was never invaded. America was never bombed, besides Pearl Harbor. The rest of Europe, North Africa, Middle East, Eastern Europe, Russia was bombed to death. United States and our economy helped to rebuild those places. And as a result of us rebuilding those nations, they became dependent and reliant on the US dollar as the world's reserve. So for over 70 years, the US dollar has been king in the world, which gives the United States tremendous economic power and say-so. And when a country isn't doing what we want them to do, whenever you hear the word, we're gonna solve things through diplomacy, that means we're gonna let them know you do what we say or we're taking our money away. You know, like taking our ball and going home. If they continue to do it anyway, then we put sanctions on them. Sanctions, what does that do? It freezes bank accounts. It starves a nation. And we do that so that we're forcing the people to rebel against their own government so that they can have food. So the United States gets its way. If sanctions don't work, then there's the second reason why the United States has world dominance, and that is our military. We have the biggest, baddest military this planet has ever seen. Nobody can touch our military. We do not want our military to be option number one. Well, if we've got diplomacy, why would it be option number one? Because nations like Iran, Russia, China, India, North Korea, Afghanistan, all of these countries have made a pact with each other. Euro-Pacific Pact, or Eurasia-Pacific Pact. And their ultimate goal is to limit the United States' power in the world, so that Washington doesn't have as much control as they used to. These are ancient countries. America's only 242 years old. These countries are ancient. They want their rightful place back on the world stage. And they know they cannot touch us on the military side of things for now. But they can touch us economically. We're $21 trillion in debt as a nation. Other nations like China buy our debt. And as long as the world is on the US dollar, we could just keep printing as much money as we want and keep things moving. But what happens if they don't need the US dollar anymore? What happens if they say, yeah, put sanctions on us all day? We still can move oil. We still can buy food. We still can do economic exchanges with other countries without the US dollar. We lose our control, but what happens to our economy? The US dollar is worth nothing. $100 bill is worth 13 cents. Your toilet paper is worth more than that. It's based on faith. Our way of life changes overnight if the world stops using the US dollar. Which is why right now you want to be positioned to be okay, not if, but when the economy tanks again. It's a matter of when. So let me read this article. I just gave you a great, good little history lesson there. Iran is preparing to launch its own indigenous state cryptocurrency that authorities envision will help the country circumvent the latest economic sanctions enforced by U.S. President Donald Trump. According to Iran's state-affiliated news outlet Press TV, domestic authorities have already initiated a plan to create an indigenous cryptocurrency that will function both as a domestic currency and an international settlement token for global trade and commerce while evading Western financial sanctions. I mean, if I was Iran, I'd do the same thing. The noteworthy announcement was made by Alireza Daleri, the Deputy for Management and Investment Affairs at Iran's Directorate for Scientific and Technological Affairs of the Presidential Office this week. Daleri notably revealed that the initiative is being developed in cooperation with the Central Bank of Iran. The effort will see the cryptocurrency fundamentally pegged to Iran's national currency, the rial, in the form of a digital token. You see that right there? That's what's going to happen with every nation. And don't be fooled when you hear a government say, we now offer crypto coin. That is not a crypto coin. That is a digital coin backed by their own money. As long as it's decentralized, it is not cryptocurrency. I'm sorry. As long as it is centralized, meaning the government controls it, it is not cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is decentralized. There's no company that owns it. There's no bank that owns it. There's no government that owns it. That's the whole freaking point. But these nations, in a bid to confuse the masses of people who have no education whatsoever, they don't understand what this is all about anyway. They're not you guys. They're going to be like, you guys want crypto? Great. At least we have crypto backed by our government and the banks. And you're going to say, oh, yay, let's do it. It's a trap. The United States will come out with the Fed coin. Russia will come out with the ruble coin. Venezuela already has the petrodollar. The IMF is looking at having an International Monetary Fund digital coin to replace the US dollar, but backed by the US dollar and gold. And Iran is doing the same thing here. It's basically going to be the rial digital. They said, we are trying to prepare the grounds to use a domestic digital currency in the country. This country would facilitate the transfer of money to and from anywhere in the world. Besides, it can help us at the time of sanctions because the U.S. government is not going to be able to shut it down. They can't stop it. According to Iranian media, the government is also looking at integrating blockchain technology within the domestic banking system over the next 3 months, wherein the tokenized cryptocurrency will facilitate financial transactions among commercial banks connected together on a decentralized ledger. Now, I'm not taking sides politically. Whenever I talk politics, I'm only speaking facts on the ground, not whether or not I agree one way or the other. This is factual. About December of last year, Iran shot this idea down, and they were looking at ways to stop their citizens from participating in Bitcoin and crypto. Vladimir Putin and the head of one of the Chinese premiers traveled to Iran, and the three of them had an important meeting in December about creating the Eurasia Oil Pact that's separate from the US dollar. Iran came away from that the only nation that was skeptical. Then Donald Trump made an announcement that said we're pulling out of the Iranian deal. And when we pull out of the Iranian deal, you know, the nuclear deal, we're going to put more sanctions on them because we believe it was a bad deal anyway and we want a better deal. Because of that move, Iran reversed course, and they're now back on point with Russia and China, and they're speeding along their national cryptocurrency to avoid the new sanctions that Donald Trump is bringing on. So it doesn't matter if you believe in it, whatever political candidate you voted for, this is the reality on the ground, and you got to know how to deal with it. This is what's happening. This is a fact. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. So as reported by CCN in February, Iran's Minister of Information and Communications Technology, Mohammad Javad Azari, publicly revealed a concentrated effort toward exploring a state cryptocurrency. In May, the government officially confirmed the state's crypto initiative was being led by the Post Bank of Iran, a state-owned bank in association with the country's central bank, adding at the time that an experimental model was already ready. Iran is no stranger to U.S. financial sanctions after suffering a banking blackout from global payments rail SWIFT in 2012. The blockade lasted 4 years until Tehran gained relief in 2016 following former U.S. President Obama's nuclear accord. Iran's agenda to develop its own national cryptocurrency takes a cue from Venezuela's Petro, an oil-backed cryptocurrency that became the world's first state crypto following its launch earlier this year. Also, that was backed by Russia. Russia used Venezuela as a test subject, and they wanted to see how the United States would react to it. And we know, because Donald Trump banned it. I remember, if you guys go back, I did a Facebook Live, and somebody asked me in January, hey, Brandon, are you going to invest in the Petro coin? And I said, heck no. Not because I don't believe in what they can do or having in value, but I knew the United States State Department wasn't going to take that too kindly, and that they're not going to I don't want any more pressure on me as an American citizen. And then, oh, why are you buying investing in a country that is on our blacklist? And then look what happened here. A month after its launch, U.S. President Trump banned all citizens and residents from adopting or trading the Petro in an executive order. Adding to the political intrigue, perennial U.S. foe Russia has been alleged to have helped Venezuela develop the Petro, a claim that the Kremlin denies. Yeah, but yet 3 Russian banks are the ones that did it. That was happens. What's happened to Mafuz? What's happened to Lashana? All right. International news done. I hope you learned something from that one. Let's see which one I want to go on to. I spent too much time on that. Yeah, let's talk about this critic here. We have a hater. MasterCard CEO attacks cryptocurrencies again, branding them as junk. Really? Don't make me pull out my quotes. All right, the president and CEO of MasterCard, Ajay Banga, has used the J word again. Speaking in New York, Banga termed cryptocurrencies junk, arguing that the factors that made them unqualified to be mediums of exchange included their anonymous nature and the wild fluctuations they experience. Buddy, it's the internet 1992. At one point, we had dial-up. It's going to get better. He says, I think cryptocurrency is junk. The idea of an... why is it I can never say this word? Anonymized currency produced by people who have to mine it, the value of which can fluctuate wildly, that to me is not the way that any medium of exchange deserves to be considered a medium of exchange. Stop right there. Stop right there. How is gold created? It's not created in a lab. Somebody had to go out there and dig in the ground and dig up the gold. This is the same exact thing as just digital. The value of gold is what we say it is, especially because it's finite. So is Bitcoin. There's only going to be 21 million ever in existence. So his very definition of what he said right now disqualifies gold as being a medium of exchange. Please, I'd love to be on a panel with some critics. Let's debate. Banga was responding to a question on cryptocurrencies asked during the New India lecture that was organized by the Indian consulate in the Big Apple. During the same event, Banga rehashed the criticisms that are constantly being thrown at cryptocurrencies, including the prevalent use of digital assets to conduct transactions on the dark web. Also, he wants to use the whole criminal activity thing, huh? Let's state a fact here. 0.5% of all crypto transactions have to do with any criminal activity. 0.5%. 99% of all the world's money laundering, criminal activity is done with fiat money, meaning the dollar. But you want to focus on the 0.5% coming out of crypto, huh? It says, the MasterCard chief, and I knew this was going to happen. We read this article 2 weeks ago, or a week and a half ago. I knew they were going to use this, but listen to this. The MasterCard chief executive also brought up the case of the 12 Russian military intelligence officers who were recently indicted by the U.S. Department of Justice over their efforts to meddle in the country's elections, with Banga citing the use of Bitcoin by the Russians. Remember when I read that article when that happened? And I said, watch, these critics are going to come out and they're going to try to use this as an example on why Bitcoin can't be used. The 12 Russians meddling in the U.S. elections used Bitcoin. Yeah, okay. All the people that's been indicted so far, 90% of them were using U.S. dollars. I don't see you talking about banning U.S. dollars. This is not Banga's first time to attack cryptocurrencies. Last year in October, as CCN reported, the India-born CEO of the U.S. financial services giant said that all non-government mandated digital currencies were junk. So in other words, he's saying if the government isn't backing it, then it's junk. So you see what side of the fence he's on here. At the same time, however, Banga expressed MasterCard's willingness to accept a digital currency mandated or developed by a central bank. Here we go. Here we go. At least he called it a digital currency and not a cryptocurrency. Saying that government-mandated digital currencies are interesting. If the government creates digital currency, we will find a way to be in the game. We will provide rails for moving cryptocurrency from customer to merchant. The government-mandated digital currencies are interesting. Non-government-mandated currency is junk. Yeah, okay. MasterCard's willingness to embrace digital currencies that are backed by the state and issued by central banks was also touted by the company's Asia-Pacific co-president Sri Sarkar earlier this year. Leading filer of blockchain patents. Despite the dismissive stance MasterCard has adopted against decentralized cryptocurrencies, the second largest payments firm in the world is heavily involved in the research and development of blockchain technologies. From data that was collated from the World Intellectual Properties Organization, the Financial Times reported in March this year that MasterCard had emerged as the most active filer of blockchain patents between the period 2012 and 2017, having filed 25 patents. Stop right there. He's a hypocrite. This is Jamie Dimon. On one hand, you're publicly throwing Bitcoin and cryptos under the bus. On the other hand, you're secretly getting your company and business in position to make billions off of cryptocurrency. You see what he did here? This is why I say who's trying to blow me up? Not anymore. I don't listen to what people say anymore. I follow what they do. Show me. I don't want to hear it. Show me. Jamie Dimon said, Bitcoin is junk. Bitcoin is trash. Somebody's going to get killed over it. You're stupid if you buy Bitcoin. I will fire anybody in my company that trades or does anything with Bitcoin. And 2 days later, his London branch buys up the most Bitcoin assets out of Sweden. 2 days later. He was sued for market manipulation by the government, the Swedish government. He was found guilty of fraud and fined billions of dollars to pay. Then you got this clown right here talking about, Bitcoin is junk. Bitcoin is junk. But your company since 2012 has filed 25 patents on blockchain technology. Hypocrite. The reason, and you might ask, why do they, if they're secretly believe in the project and buying up all this stuff, then why are they publicly shouting it down? Here's why. They don't want you involved. The wrong people are getting rich. And they want to keep the price of Bitcoin down for now so that they can be in position to take advantage of the run-up. That's why. All right, last article. The best and worst cryptocurrency investments for the first half of 2018. Now this is going to be interesting. personally, I have not done that many investments this first half of 2018. I've been kind of in chill mode, building cryptogenics. It's been my number one focus. The second half of this year in 2019, I will be very big back on the investment side of things. But I'm curious. It's not like I haven't been paying attention. Whoa, a new article just popped up when I'm speaking. Hackers nab Fox TV show Twitter account. I'll read that one tonight for late night crypto talk. All right, let's read this one. The best and worst. I got to put the link in the chat box. All right, here we go. As far as cryptocurrency markets are concerned, the last 6 months of 2018 has been the exact opposite of the 2017 bull run last year. A great majority of digital assets have lost between 60 to 90% of their values since the beginning of the year. Today, we're going to look at which crypto markets performed the best and then delve into the currencies that had the worst losses over the past 6 months. All right, let's take a look here. I don't know how much of this I'm going to read. It looks kind of long. I might chop this up a bit, but let's see. A lot has happened this year as far as the cryptocurrency markets are concerned, as most digital assets plummeted in value from their all-time highs during the last month of December of 2017. There has been a lot of losses in value and position shifts within the top cryptocurrency market capitalizations as well. We're going to take a look at the first half of 2018 to see the kind of price performances these crypto markets had this year by reflecting just on objective numbers and historical price data. The time frame used to calculate this year's gains and losses was recorded between January 7th to July 25th, 2018, or just under 7 months. All right, what is the price of Bitcoin as of right now? Let me hit refresh. It's gone up. It is $8,200. The entire market is still in the green, but kind of flat for the last 24 hours. Do I see any major risers or pump and dumps? And what I'm looking at, ladies and gentlemen, is CoinMarketCap. Wow, GX chain is down 16, almost 17%. So that then you got Buy Box token is up 20%. But the rest of the market's basically around flat, $8,200. Okay, the top 10 coins during the first week of January didn't perform so well. On January 7, 2018, digital asset prices were very high as most coins who touched all-time highs in December were worth slightly less a month later. The top 10 cryptocurrency market valuation at the time consisted of Bitcoin, Ripple, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Cardano, Litecoin, NEM, Stellar, Tron, and IOTA. More than half a year later, each coin's value is much less now, and the top 10 caps are slightly different. Let's take a look at the coins from the January 7th, 2018 top 10. So Bitcoin Core, Ethereum, Ripple, Bitcoin Cash, Cardano, Litecoin, Stellar, IOTA, Tron, and NEM. So now, as you can see, the top 10 markets have not performed well. The best performances in the top 10 slots were Bitcoin. So I didn't finish it. They basically lost more than 50% of all their values. Ripple lost 85%, Bitcoin Cash 71%, Cardano 84%, Litecoin 71%, IOTA 75%. So 50% or more of the top 10 coins lost their value in the first 6 months. The best performances in the top 10 slots were Bitcoin, followed by Ethereum and XLM, which is Stellar. I said it in January, 2 coins, because remember at the beginning of the year I used to say 2017 was the year of Bitcoin. 2018 is going to be the year of altcoins. You don't have to become a millionaire through Bitcoin only. One of these altcoins is going to can make you a millionaire. GreenX, I predict, I cannot guarantee, but I predict is going to make some people millionaires. without even touching Bitcoin. So anyways, the altcoins I'm heavy on was Stellar and Cardano by the end of the year, having great growth. So the answer says the worst performers of 2018 were Ripple, Cardano, IOTA, minus the coins that were bumped out of the list. So which coins performed the best in 2018? The answer leads to a bunch of new cryptocurrencies, and it's likely that you have never heard of these coins. All right, so what are the new coins then? Well, the best performer is a coin called PAC coin, PAC, that calls itself a third generation cryptocurrency. PAC coin has increased by 1,481% this year at its current price, which is less than half of a US penny. So you got to get millions of those. So it's affordable if you want to buy it. Before you buy any coin, please do your research on what the coin is supposed to represent. What is its use value that it represents, the token? It's just not just a coin out there. Like the Green X token represents the disruption of the power industry. Solar in a box. You know, Ripple represents fast ways that businesses are able to move money from country to country and banks. Ethereum represents smart contracts, ICOs and stuff like that. So every coin has a use value for it. Litecoin was pegged as the next generation of Bitcoin. Does the same exact thing. So don't just think, oh, wow, I look at CoinMarketCap. This coin's up 30%. Let me buy it. It might be a pump and dump. You don't even know. But this coin has jumped up that much. So I've never even heard of it. Another big pumper this year was Hex, HXX, which saw a 1,268% increase this year. These two coins followed by Mithril, Casino Coin, and Ontology. Ontology I have heard of, really. There's something real behind Ontology. It's been around for a while. The worst cryptocurrency investments this year. The worst cryptocurrency market performances this year lost nearly all of their value since the beginning of the year. Here we go. The infamous BitConnect lost 99.88% of its value, and the digital asset Rise didn't live up to its name, as Rise markets are down 97.01%. So BitConnect and Rise. These two losers are followed by OPCoin or OpCoin and MyBit token that lost 98%, 99%, which are now close to worthless. Let's not forget about the Bitcoin Gold fork, as BTG market values have mostly vanished into thin air, losing 89.38% of value since the first week of January. I'll tell you I didn't mention Electroneum. But I guess, by January, Electroneum was only worth, in the beginning it was worth over 15 cents in January. It's a penny now. But yeah, I think it was even worth more than 20 cents at the beginning of January. Electroneum. So most digital currency markets have seen lots of losses in 2018, and the big gainers mentioned above are true rarities among all 1,600 plus cryptocurrencies in existence. However, a little over 3 weeks ago, cryptocurrency prices were far more dreary, and most of them have rebounded slowly over the past few weeks. Top 10 crypto cap traders are hoping the current movements are signaling a trend change, and the bearish months of 2018 will soon be over. Even though a few coins that are not well known made significant gains this year, for the most part, all eyes will be on the top cryptocurrencies markets for the later half of 2018. All right. Interesting. So people ask me this all the time. Brandon, what coin should I buy? What coin should I buy? I'm not a licensed financial advisor. The only tip I can give, or that I share as a suggestion, is one, have a certain budget set aside, money that you can afford to lose, to invest either every week or monthly in buying crypto coins. What coins should you pay attention to? Obviously Bitcoin. The top 10 coins. 2 coins that I'm really looking at, and I'm not looking at just short term, long term, is Cardano and Stellar. I think they're going to have a bigger percentage increase this year in growth than Bitcoin will, which means I'd make more money this year off of those coins than I would off of Bitcoin. That's just me personally. The Oracle, Rob Harris, just quickly talked about Digipulse growing like 70% over the last few weeks. You know, and then some of these coins are short-term gains if you know how to make money on the exchange. Microtransactions. You know, you make money when the market goes up, you make money when the market goes down if you know what you're doing. So there's short-term gains, there's also long-term gains. You have to decide which one you want to participate in. But definitely freaking GreenX. I watched that video this morning, and it's like I'm bouncing off the walls right now. I'm like, you've got to be freaking kidding me. These type of things are once-in-a-lifetime opportunities. I saw this same thing happen with Ethereum. People that were mining Ethereum back in 2016. And this is happening again right now. And so I'm excited about it. But anyways, that is it for today. I will be back 8 p.m. Eastern tonight for late night crypto talk, because this is Thursday. It's one of my most busiest days, but I'm doing a KGX presentation at 9 p.m. Eastern. And I'm going swimming. It's going to be hot today, so I might do another Facebook Live. I'll turn the camera on. I just got to come up with a topic, what I want to talk about. It might be about mining in GreenX, because that's all that's on my mind right now. So I might talk about GreenX this afternoon. So anyways, you guys enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Have a great afternoon. One more day till Friday. And I will see you tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, Crypto Talk, 9 p.m. Eastern, Cryptogenics presentation. Bitcoin Brandon out. God bless. Bye-bye.
Cryptogenics.